Hello, language learners. This is Pedro speaking, and we're going to start our very first lesson using the FSI Basic French course. Now, I'm going to title this video, I think, Lesson 0 or Prologue or something like that, because we're not really going to be doing the actual French learning in this video. What we're going to be doing is we're going to cover, I think, all the introductory stuff at the beginning of the lesson before we get into the actual French stuff. So if you guys want to skip this video, that's okay. There's no French going on today. It's just going to be, basically reading the beginning part of the lesson. As always, here's my time and date. It's 12:08 p.m. on August 5th. And here is the actual French course. By now, I hope that you guys have your materials ready. I think I created a video on how to find them, so check that out if you want to know how to get these. And now we're going to start by reading the preface. Now, I'm a bit of a completionist, so I'm going to read the whole thing just so there's no excuses and maybe I don't know how to work the lesson or anything, so I'm going to do the entire thing. So here I go. Preface. French Basic Course Revised draws heavily on the 1960s French Basic Course by Dan Desberg and Associates and incorporates the 1967 French Supplementary Exercises by Robert Salazar. It owes a depth to the many people who have contributed to the evolution of language instruction since the establishment of the Foreign Service Institute. One member of the staff in the early years whose part should be especially recognized is Naomi Pekmezan, first supervisor of French instruction at FSI. I'm a little bad at saying names. Monique Cossard planned the revision, coordinated the efforts of the many staff members participating in the work, and revised the grammar notes which, in their earlier form, had presented difficulties to students. The dialogue, of which she was the author in 1960's edition, remains unchanged. With only minor exceptions, all parts of the volume have been tape recorded. Alain Morneau served as chairman of the recording group, and Mr. Salazar served as consultant. Voices on the recording are those of David de Cunha, Elizabeth Barnett de Mainader, Bernande Arnauld, Annie Goldmark, Paulette Martin, Annie Precopio, Jacqueline Taylor, Ketty Blanchy Thompson, Mr. Monroe, and Mr. Salazar. Wow, those are a lot of names. Well, thank you to those guys for making the recordings. The recordings were made in the FSI studio under the technical direction of Jose Ramirez with help from Albert Whiting. Mr. Morneau checked and edited the tape recordings and cross-referenced the printed text to the tapes. The cover and title page were prepared by John McClelland of the FSI audiovisual staff, with assistance from Joseph Sadote, acting head of the unit. The photography, which provides the background for the cover of the book, is the work of Claude Abron, a French language instructor. The volume was typed by Francis Hawley, who, with Mr. Monroe, Mr. Dekunich, and Catherine Hanna, did the proofreading of the French portions. The English portions were proofread by Joan Techniques. The work had the benefit of feedback from all members of the French teaching staff and valuable counsel from Dr. C. Clennon Harris, chairman of the Romance Language Department. And this was signed by James R. Frith, Dean, School of Language Studies, Foreign Service Institute, Department of the State. Okay, now we're reading the foreword. Planned in 2 volumes, French Basic Course Revised has been designed to help students reach a level of proficiency which will enable them to participate effectively in most formal and informal conversations. The dialogues, drills, and situations and narrations have been tape recorded unless otherwise indicated in the text. For beginning students, the 24 units are designed for a 6-month intensive training program of 6 hours of class per day, plus outside preparation. Wow, 6 hours a day. Just so you guys know, I'm only going to be doing about, I think, an hour a day of this, so it's going to take us longer to get through this, but I don't think I could pull off 6 hours a day. Who has the time? If you guys can, go ahead. Listen to 6 of these videos or go for it. I'm sure that's the best way to do it. All right, continuing. Each unit presents a situational topic introduced in a dialogue, and usually 5 grammar points. Each grammar point is preceded by grammar notes, which generally are expressed in non-technical terms. Other units include materials of the following kinds: Number 1, a dialogue to provide a body of natural French conversation as a source for subsequent drills and exercises. At FSIs, these dialogues are commonly memorized. Dialogue, that's a lot like Pimsleur. Like if I remember right, the Pimsleur would start with like a basic dialogue, and then they would kind of like teach it to you. Number 2, useful words to supplement the vocabulary with a limited number of additional words, usually related to the topic of the dialogue. Okay. Number 3, vocabulary awareness to enable the student to better identify the elements of the utterances he learned as a whole and to regroup and review vocabulary. All right. Drills. I know this course is famous for its drills. They say that there's a lot of drilling going on, but it's effective. So I'm going to try to do every drill and pretty much everything in this course. So number 4 is drills. Drills of 6 different kinds, each type designed for a specific purpose. Lexical drills to manipulate already acquired vocabulary and improve fluency. Learning drills to introduce new grammar points with reference to the corresponding grammar notes. Practice drills to give the students an opportunity to illustrate in sentences the grammar points he just covered. And question and answer drills to prepare the student for normal conversation. Review drills. Drills preceded by an asterisk have been included for optional use with fast-moving students. Situations to improve comprehension and serve as a basis for questions and elementary conversation. And number 6, narrations to provide reading material and introduce a very limited number of vocabulary items. Number 7, written exercises to offer to the student opportunity to relate the spoken language to the writing system. Okay. So here's our table of contents. I'm not going to read the whole thing because I think a lot of it's not going to make sense, but I will read Unit 1 just to go through it. We read the preface, we read the foreword, and Unit 1 is classroom expressions, followed by dialogue, dans la rue, useful words, vocabulary awareness, lexical drills, questions on the dialogue, grammar number 1, 2, 3, and 4, question drills, respond drills, and review drills. And I think this is following really well like this little format like that they introduced right here. So yeah, that's I think the format of every unit. Okay, I see. Yeah, that's how you do it. Okay, so I think that's about it. Once we finish the what's it called, the table of contents, but like I said, I'm not going to read that. Yeah, and here we are, Unit 1, Classroom Expressions, Tapes 1.1. All right, well, that was it. That's the prologue, Lesson 0. Next time you hear from me, it's going to be Lesson 1. We're actually going to be listening to some audio, and we're going to be going through Unit 1, Tape 1.1, and at least for about an hour. I'm thinking I'm going to start this tomorrow morning. So if you want to, wait for me till then. I know right now this is a new channel, so I probably don't have anybody watching, but I think I'll start tomorrow on the 6th. Until then, I'll see you guys later, and have fun learning French. Take care.